Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today, I wanted to talk about Space Mountain's unique world building through its queue. In particular, I wanted to talk about the Comm chatter audio played above us to visitors while we wait. The Comm chatter is the same in Space Mountain Station 77, found in Disneyland, California, and Space Mountain Spaceport 75, located in Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, Florida. There's a bit of storytelling that's in Space Mountain and varies from which Space Mountain you are visiting. If you're visiting the one down in California, you're an astronaut going to the far regions of our galaxy and exploring what's out there, all for science's greater good. If you are in Florida, you're a tourist visiting intergalactic destinations. So it makes sense that Space Mountain in California is named a space station for research and exploration, while the one in Florida is a spaceport that is essentially an airport for space. If you lend an ear to this comm chatter, it's pretty interesting. One of the crew members tells Launch Control that their team is preparing for an Earthside launch. This information makes a lot more sense since we, the riders, will be launched into the far figurative reaches of space from Earth. Later, this piece of knowledge is backed up as the crew mentions space shuttles, which we can assume must be the multiple space-themed ride vehicles that we, the riders, ride in Space Mountain. I feel this adds to the atmosphere of Space Mountain. Whether you listen to it or not, this comm chatter makes this ride more than just a ride, but as Disney parks are most famous for, an experience. The strange noises in the background of this comm chatter also encourage the guests to use their imagination. Maybe it's the sounds of the highly advanced technology used in Space Mountain, or the strange sounds of space. Additionally, this sound can be a bit creepy as it spooks us into whether or not we, the rider, made the right choice to ride this ride. It gives the illusion that we stepped out of reality and into a space station to explore the unknown of space. But here is where I have questions for Space Mountain. The comm chat audio starts raising questions about Space Mountain's location in space. You see in the queue of Space Mountain in California, it shows us a window of space, which we can see a planet similar to Mars, and it shows that Space Mountain is rotating around that planet. This little detail causes a bit of continuity, since this comm chatter states it's an Earthside launch and not by Mars. There's additional information that adds to this argument. In recent years, fans discovered a description of Space Mountain before it came out so that it can inform visitors what the ride was like back in 1976, and states that Space Mountain was orbiting high above the Earth. Now, to give Disney some credit, it doesn't specify how far away the Space Mountain is from the Earth, and there could be a chance that the Earthside launch might mean the closest Space Mountain near Earth. And despite my nitpicking, I still love the audio, as it makes this ride more of an experience. Speaking of more world building, is all the little things that I learned while making this video. For example, did you know that the space probe, as Imagineers calls it, that hangs from the ceiling is known as DL05? This is because Disney did a refurbishment on Space Mountain back in 2005, and therefore was called DL05. Disneyland 05. I made a theory of this ship where I believe this is a new version of the space probe, since the space probe, which we can see while going up the ramp down in Florida, is known as the X1, which means that DL05 is the newer model. So yeah, that's the video. I had a lot of fun making this video and researching to learn about this particular ride detail. Honestly, I give massive props to Disney Imagineers for putting elements into their ride to provide them with a bit more magic. Thank you for watching this video. Please give it a like and comment what's your favorite detail about Space Mountain. Bye-bye.